What is up, guys? We are late, and I think this is lesson number one for the No Excuses, Just Love video series, is that when you're married and in medicine, very few things run on time because the hospital loves to keep me for forever. So I just walked in the door a couple minutes ago. So I apologize to you, Shannon. I apologize to you guys for being late for our first streaming of this. But welcome, guys. Hello. Let me let Shannon say hello to you guys.
Hello, it's nice to meet you all. I've been listening for the last few years from the other room, and so it's interesting to be finally on this side.
Yes, you guys can see the shadow figure that comes in and reins in the kids when they come blazing in here while I'm streaming. But we're so happy to be bringing this to you guys. I've gotten so many questions from you guys about how do you make it work? How do relationships function with the craziness that is pre-med, that is being a doctor? And I think it translates to any kind of career where you're gonna be busy and there's lots of pressure. And so it's hard. Let's start with that. It's hard. But I think it'd be great to do this video series where you guys can learn about us. As is my normal streams, right? It's all about being real and being honest. We're gonna be real and honest about our relationship, the cracks, right? The highlights, the lowlights, and all of it. That way you guys can learn what is up. What's gonna be interesting, I don't know, you just said this, is trying to read the comments with the camera a little further away.
Yeah, actually,
we have to figure something out here.
Really,
but hello, guys. So, this is our first episode, and in future episodes, we'll have a particular topic we're going to talk about. But today, I thought it would be great to just introduce ourselves and let you guys get to know Shannon for a second. So, I'll let Shannon speak, and I guess we'll start back at the beginning.
Okay.
How all this all began, how we became the Pine Sets, right?
It was a long time ago. It's been, Andre and I have been together for about 10 years. Ooh, 10 years now. We've been married for almost 6. So it's been a long time. So we've seen each other through all of our journeys. When we met, I was
You gotta speak up a little
young,
bit.
probably 18. So we were way young. He wasn't that young, but I was.
I'm an old person. You guys can see by the grays in the beard. She's young and spry. I intentionally picked a young bride. This is important. Okay? So tip number 2. Tip number 1 is accept lateness. Tip number 2 is if you're a guy, pick a young lady, young thing. Because you're going to be older when you have those kids. So it's nice. She's young and hip. She keeps me in tune with what you guys are talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? When I say lit, it's because I hear her talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Her and her young teeny bopper friends talking about lit. So that's where I get that from.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. It's been about 10 years.
Yeah.
And when we met, I think we have kind of an interesting story because I think it might be the only time in his life that Andre's been kind of nervous, I think. And I don't really know why. I think it was maybe it was an awkward meeting.
Here's the reality, guys. I wasn't nervous when I met her. What happened was I had a lot of stress. You guys know pre-med is stressful. So I was under a lot of pre-med stress, and I was tired. I hadn't slept, right? And so I couldn't really focus and pull it together.
That's not true.
That's exactly how it happened.
No.
And
he was pretending to make phone calls. He could walk back and forth in the school gymnasium at this basketball game that we were at.
Guys, you guys know I'm a very important figure. I constantly have important business phone calls that are happening. I don't make fake phone calls. These are real phone calls. People are calling in, helping pre-meds is what I was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Back in my career. But
no, it was 2 years before he admitted, no, those were fake phone calls.
Okay, so we'll set it up for you guys. So how did we meet? 10 years ago, a decade ago, how did we meet? Well, we were both in college. Shannon just barely. I was an old vet in college, but we actually, both of our siblings went to the same high school. And we were nice enough. We're nice people. We took our younger siblings to their homecoming game. And we went to the homecoming game. And it's a basketball game. It's a big packed gym. And our siblings went to Mater Dei High School. You guys familiar with Mater Dei High School? Some people have maybe heard of this.
It's huge private high school in Orange County.
And I think we might have disconnected on the stream. If you guys can hear us, say something, comment something, like the video right now, because I think we might have disconnected. I just saw the number drop to 0. The amount of people logged on here.
Maybe.
Oh, Elizabeth says hello. Okay, it's always says we're all good. Okay, you're hearing us. Okay. You know, YouTube is flimsy. You guys know when we used to do Facebook, it was more stable. But with YouTube, so 10 years ago, we're at the homecoming game. It's a big game, and we're both there taking our younger siblings. And I was looking incredible. Incredible, of course. Shannon was looking all right. And
No, he was sitting with his mom in the stands.
yes,
And
Mama Pani
I
said.
walked in with my sister, and you were not so slick about looking,
Yeah.
I think. Not so slick.
She looked good, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. She looked very sexy fine. I said, "Girl, gotta make you mine," is what I said. I think something along those
He
lines.
kind of lurked like from the side a little bit for a long time. And when we sat down, that's when the pretend phone calls happened, where you could like walk back and forth.
Yes.
But I had no idea. You were pretty smooth about it.
Well, you know what it was? Is I saw you from afar, and you look good from afar. But you guys know what I'm talking about when ladies look good from afar, and then you get up close, it's like, ooh, nah, I shouldn't approach, but now I'm trapped. So I didn't want to be trapped, and that's why I was making the fake phone calls. I mean, the real phone calls next to you to really see what was happening. And I got so caught up in the fake phone calls and trying to look cool. I was flexing.
Yes.
You know, I was holding the phone and is the exit over here? I'm looking for the exit. That's what I was doing, and I was being too cool. And as all that happened, I turned around and she had vanished.
Yes. My sister and I were trying to beat the traffic. I wasn't trying to like wait around and get stuck with the cars. So you took too long.
Yeah.
So I left.
So lesson number 3 of life: snooze, you lose. And I almost lost.
Yeah. Luckily,
Yeah.
I was like waiting in the parking lot. My sister was like, "You should go back in there. You didn't give him enough time." I was like, "No, I don't. Maybe he wasn't looking. Maybe I was like thinking about it." So her and I are having a conversation about like, should we go back to the gym? Should we wait in the parking lot? Should we just go to the car and get out of here? And it was, kind of an embarrassing, like younger. It was definitely a younger conversation that we were having. Like, what should we do? This is like life altering.
Ladies, never listen to your friends. Never leave that sexy, good-looking, beyond handsome man you see in the gymnasium. Never leave him.
Well, anyway, as we're debating this in the parking lot, Andre comes like sprinting out, and I'm like, okay, wait, is he like coming for us?
Talk louder.
Am I talking too low?
She's
Sorry, you
whisper
guys.
patrol.
I'm
See,
like,
she's used to dealing with kids.
The kids are sleeping. I'm trying not to wake them up. But yes, we were arguing in the parking lot about what we should do, and Andre came literally like sprinting out of the gym. But I was trying to play it cool because I'm like, maybe he is trying to leave early also. Maybe it's not really for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And so I awkwardly, at this point, was sweating because I was sprinting out of the gym.
really running.
And so I'm running, and the next thing I know, she popped up in front of me. And so that kind of like that. That's exactly how it went. It was a moment where I was startled by her still being there, and I hadn't exactly planned what I was gonna say. It's kind of like when you guys go to medical school interviews or get your application ready, and you haven't thought about the application until right before the application. Like some of you guys trying to put your personal statements together this week, and so I didn't know what to say. I was befuddled. To be truthful, we're together now. I can say this. I was starstruck. I thought she was amazing and beautiful. And I was like, man, if I could just know her. And I feel like all the marbles were on the table. You know what I mean? It's like medical school was right in my grasp. My dream woman was right in my grasp. And I clammed up a bit. And I didn't have anything to say.
No.
And
it was like seconds, you guys. It felt like an eternity. But I was just standing there with my sister. And he was literally just like, kind of like walked up and just stood there. And I'm like, man, this is interesting. I feel like I should say something. I should break the silence. And the only thing I could think of, because I didn't know what to do, was just like, do I know you? Do I know you? And like in retrospect, that probably wasn't like the best thing to say. I should have said something.
do I know you? You guys know what's up. Who's ever had a girl say, do I know you to you? Or ladies, if you had a guy say, do I know you? Do we have a class together? Right? What does that really mean? That means, how can I know you? You guys know what's up. You guys know what's up.
Yeah.
And look at this person. So this is, and this is going to be interesting. So what's so interesting is that we're on YouTube, right? And so what happens is we get the trolls in here.
Honestly, I don't have my glasses on. I can't even read it, but I can imagine.
So we're going to call out this person, and then we're going to block them. But what's going to be interesting is because this person just said, you preach pro-black rhetoric, but your wife is lily white. Bro, you're a fraud. Guys, this person, he's exposed me. I'm such a fraud. I don't care about minorities, about black people. Oh my God. I don't care about students because I'm not a student. Oh my gosh. I'm a fraud. I'm so... You've exposed me, King. I don't know how I'm going to take this. I don't care about black people. No, guys, it's 2018. It's about inclusion. It's about all people. It's about being together. It's about understanding that we're all one people, and it's not about skin color. It is about being together as one with quality people who have quality things to say and who support you. And this lady right here supports me. So King, I'm sorry that I've offended your delicate senses. I apologize.
I do know.
Hilarious. Anyway,
No.
back to our story. Where were we?
You were stuttering.
I was
And
stuttering.
I said, do I know you?
Yes. So she said, do I know you? And you guys all know, do I know you is code for I would like to know you. And so I realized at that
No,
point
I was just trying to
that
rescue you.
I was
probably.
good. So that right at that point I could swallow. I'm like, okay, I got this. I got this. And what did I say after that? I said, oh, hey, actually, no, I don't know you, but I'd like to know you. Something along those lines. Very smooth. And I was like, so what's your name? And, you know, we talked for a couple minutes. And then our relationship almost ended before it began. Yeah, almost ended before it began. And how it ended, or how it almost ended, was not because she's white and I'm black, as King pointed out, but because I asked her what school she went to. What school she went to. And at the time, she was going to University of Arizona, and she said, "I'll go to U of A." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, are you almost done? Wrap it up." And
I was like 3 months in at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was
Turns out she had just started college. She was a freshman, and I was a senior. And I was like, "Whoa, you just started college? How old are you?" And luckily, by the grace of everything, she was 18 1 month prior. Otherwise, we would have had to end our relationship right away.
It's true.
But yes, you were just 18. And so I took a step back, and then I said, 18, but looks real good. I'll overlook it. I'll give her a shot. And so I asked her for her number, told her I'd be calling her very soon. And then I waited a long time because I'm very cool and very hip. I probably didn't call you for months.
Probably not even like 24 hours, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I waited till the next
Fast.
morning. As soon as the sun came up, I made that phone call
Yeah.
to capture this mystery woman before she went back to Arizona. And I said, hey, I'd like to take you out today. Are you busy? And she said, no, I'm not busy. I said, okay, well, let's do, I think I said dinner and a movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I said dinner and a movie. And who thinks dinner and a movie is a good first date? What do you guys
I
think?
thought it was a good first date. When you said it, I was excited.
What do you guys think?
Apparently there's a master plan. I'm not like...
Dinner and a movie. Who likes dinner and a movie? Okay.
I can't...
So Intentia says, not a good first date. David said, no, that's kind of generic. Dinner adds a lot of pressure. Why, Raul? Because you're stuck with them at the table till all the food comes? Why is everybody so, like, why is everybody so against my dinner and a movie?
I was excited about it. I thought that was like... It's not like, hey, do you want to go to the
yeah.
coffee shop or something?
Okay, so I agree with you guys. It is terrible. And I recognized, as soon as I said that it was terrible. But the reality is, I told her that I changed the plan. The reality was we were never going to do dinner and a movie. I told her dinner and a movie because everyone says yes to dinner and a movie. It's standard. It's plain, right? It's whatever. So she says yes to dinner and a movie. Then what happened?
And then he showed up at my door. And actually, no, this was pretty smooth though, because I thought it was really nice that he opened my car door, like came up to my door, knocked on it, whatever. And we got back to his car, he opened the car door, which I was super stoked about. Later on, like dates later,
Gentleman
I realized his Camry, he had like a Camry from like 1974, first of all. And
It was a classic car collectible.
which I didn't care about. But apparently the right door doesn't open from the outside. So he always would have the window down so he could reach inside and open the door for me so that I truly never knew the car did not open from the outside. It was dates later.
So my car was a little busted.
Yeah.
But a busted car never stops a player, guys. So what I fashioned a way, the outside handle wouldn't work, so I'd roll the window down, I would open it up from the inside, open that door up. You know what I mean? Ladies never knew. It was real, right?
Ladies?
Lady. I mean, lady, yeah, whoa. Lady. This is the only lady I ever dated. You guys know what's up. one lady, one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I opened the door for her, and then I proceeded to drive out of her neighborhood, and she's
Okay, truly I was nervous because where we were going should have only taken like 10 minutes max, and he kept going on the freeway, and we were just talking, and all of a sudden I realized we are like 45 minutes away from my house on the freeway headed south towards the border. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Yeah.
You had a master plan.
So at that time, we were both living in Orange County. Exactly, Elizabeth. I am the
Yeah.
kidnapper.
I should have truly like texted someone like, listen, you need to call the police.
Yes. So we're on the freeway, and then she gets the bright idea when we're about 45 minutes in the drive. Hey, we've passed a couple malls. Like, where are we going to dinner and a movie? And I said, actually, change of plans. We are going. I said, dinner and a movie is generic,
Yeah.
and I've got one shot to impress you, and therefore I'm going to make the most of it. We are going to the San Diego Zoo, which was about 2 hours
Yeah.
from where
2
we were
hours, maybe a
living.
little more.
So I kidnapped her and made her be confined with me in the car.
Yeah.
And this is important, guys, and this
Yeah.
helps you in your pre-med careers, right? We want to be strategic. We mentioned dinner and movie is generic. We never want to be generic as an applicant, right? We never want to be generic when we're dating, trying to woo someone, right? So I said, scrap the dinner and movie. And then I didn't want her to be able to leave easily
Oh yeah.
if she
I
didn't
was
like
stuck.
me.
Stuck in the car. 2
Yes.
hours there, stuck at the zoo. Even if I decided I wanted to leave at the zoo, I still have a 2-hour drive home with him. So it was
Yeah.
was a
Yeah. So I
it was
trapped
good.
her. Because even if she didn't like me, like, hey, take me home right now, I still would have 2 hours to turn it all back around.
Yeah.
Right? So kidnapped her, took her to the zoo. Yes, very dangerous, but sometimes you gotta be bold to get what you want. And so I took her to the zoo, 2 hours there, and we went to the zoo, and I think
don't.
one of the key moments.
Don't.
Uh,
Don't tell her. Are you gonna tell this?
yes, I think it's important. It's important.
Oh, you're just gonna embarrass me on the internet. Okay.
So it was a moment in the relationship, right? And this is, you guys, people don't love at first sight. All right, you guys want to hear our love at first sight moment? Like the video right now if you want to hear our love at first sight moment. This is exactly when I knew, okay, I got to marry this chick. It happened on our first date. Yes. Okay. So, on our first date, we're walking up to the zoo, and I asked her, I said, what's your favorite animal? Okay, so let's reenact that moment. We're walking up to the zoo, first date. Okay?
I can't do it.
First date. Okay? This girl's hot as all get out. I'm nervous as can be. Right? I'm just trying to make it last, make it float. Stay above water.
Oh.
Don't let her know you're a nerd, right? Be cool, right? You're not a pre-med nerd, you're a cool, hip guy. And so, what's your favorite animal?
I can't do it. I really like dogs.
That's what she said, guys. We're walking into the zoo. I said, what's your favorite animal? And she said, I really like dogs. And I was like,
I did.
I kind of meant zoo animal, but...
Yeah.
And she said it like, you know how dog lovers are? She's a dog lover. You guys know how dog
I
lovers
was
say,
like,
I like
with
dogs.
conviction.
Oh,
With
like,
conviction.
she was real in
Yes.
it to win it. I was like, oh gosh. So it was such one of those moments where it was like, oh, you're a nerd too. It's okay. We can be together.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is special. And so that was the first thing.
Yeah.
And this is important, guys. When you're meeting someone, ladies, same thing. You always need to be critical of the situation. As a person who's trying to be successful in your life, who's striving for something, you don't have time to waste with people. I once ended a date before the meal came. You guys talk about dinner being trapped in. I'm not trapped ever because my time is valuable. So I ended the date before dinner. But with her and with everyone I would, go on dates with, I would always be testing and probing and being very critical to see if they embodied what I wanted in a relationship. And another, right, so I love that she said I love dogs at the zoo, which is strange and cute and nerdy. And then the second thing that happened is I had a policy where on the first date, the very first thing that comes up that has to be paid for, I wait to see if the woman offers to pay. And so we get to the zoo window, I buy my ticket, and then I step away from the window, which seems crazy to you guys. But That then gave her the opportunity to either get upset that I didn't pay for her ticket or to step up to the plate and buy the ticket. And what did you do?
I went up and I asked for a ticket and I pulled out my wallet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she pulled up, not upset at all, bought the ticket. In that moment, right, it's very risky, I agree.
Yeah.
But I was like, yes. And then since that time, have you ever paid for anything?
No.
Well, actually, when you were working and I wasn't working.
Well, obviously only when I supported us for like all of medical school with like 17 jobs.
Yes,
but...
we'll get there. But after that, I paid for everything. But it was a test to see if she was really committed to this or if she was doing, you guys know what I'm talking about, where ladies just come out and use you for the free meal. You guys know what I'm talking about. Or ladies, tell me you've never said yes to a date knowing this guy had no shot because you're like, ooh, it's a free meal. He got tickets to that new Jay-Z concert. He got, you know. Yeah. So I was sampling to see if she was just there for my big, long pre-med dough because I'm rolling the pre-med cash. You guys know how pre-meds, we ball out with my broken door.
Yeah.
Someone said we've been exposed, Stephanie. Yeah, that's right. Girls are horrible. I agree. You guys know what's up. You girls. You guys got it so easy.
No, you don't.
Terrible. Us men, we're all stressed out. We're sweating, trying to ask you out, trying to get the right thing. And here you are just evaluating us, judging us. It's terrible. No. But so anyway, so we had fun at the zoo, had a great time. And then after that, where did we go? Went to the zoo. Oh, then we went to dinner. I got dinner. Hey, no movie, but I got dinner.
It was like an 8-hour date. It was an 8-hour date.
So we went and had. Oh, and actually, it was getting late. It was actually like sun was going down at this point. And so I said, hey, do we have time for dinner? She said, we can get something quick. I said, you know what? Let's do a real dinner. Let me take you to a real dinner. I said, it'll be quick, I promise. And it was not quick at all. I took her to some super fancy restaurant I couldn't afford, overlooking the water, and used my credit card to pay for that meal. It's an investment in my future. And so I put it on the credit card. Visa, coming in for the clutch, right? Coming in for the win. So, yeah, we went and we had seafood something or other overlooking the water. And I put it on my credit card. And then we drove the 2 hours back. And we laughed and talked and just had an excellent time. And it was just, the conversation flowed and it was magical and all that stuff. And then I awkwardly, the walk back to the car. So Shannon's a smart lady. So she actually didn't let me pick her up at her house. She actually met me at a shopping mall near her house. A little, like, what is it called? Where there's little stores in the parking lot.
Like a shopping center?
Like a shopping center, there you go. Yeah, so she met me at a shopping center so that I wouldn't know where she lived in case I was truly crazy. Even though I kidnapped her from the shopping center. So you're never safe, ladies, remember that. So I took her back to her car. And we were talking for a second in the car, and then I went around, opened her door, and we're walking back to her car, and Shannon, like the nerd she is, starts speed walking. And so I literally turned to look at something and comment on something for a second, and next thing I know, Shannon is already like almost at her car. And I'm like halfway in between my car and her car, and then like we look at each other, and it's like an awkward, like, what do you do?
Like, should we handshake? Should we hug? I don't know. It was a...
So then I just kind of threw up, and this is, again, guys, I'm a nerd. Cut me some slack. I was like, okay, bye, and just threw my hand up like this and retreated back to my car.
He did.
And I was like, did she not like me? I thought, like, maybe this is totally one-sided, and I just had a great time, and I thought the conversation was flowing, but maybe I was just over-talking, or I don't know what's going on. Maybe I misread it, but she like ran back to her car, and I just waved. So it was very, very, very awkward, and yeah. So because of that, when was the next time we talked?
It was like weeks. It was a couple weeks.
It was weeks, it was like a month.
Maybe it was like a month.
It was a good long time, because that was like early January, and I called you right around Valentine's, a little before Valentine's Day. Yeah. So it had been a long time. So after I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't like me, and I was nervous. And then, okay, so this is what was sad about it, right? So you go through all that, and you get a hand wave, and what was upsetting about that is that that day, so you guys can understand this if you guys do your pre-med research, is that I actually had cell lines running in my lab that day, right? And they have to be stopped, right? Your gels have to be stopped at a certain time. So I had some gels running. And so I knew I had to be back at a certain time. I totally let my cells run clear off the gel for this woman. And she gave me a wave?
You were, okay, you
She
kind
didn't
of
like
ran
me?
away. You ran away.
I did run away because I was
Yeah.
like, why is she running away from me? I run away from her. We run away together. But my cells, I didn't get my experiment done because of this lady, and she didn't even like me.
I feel like that's a good lesson for pre-meds. I don't feel like you're supposed to sacrifice those cells for a date.
Yes, guys. If she's the one, you always sacrifice the cells. Live to run another gel. Your Western blot will come back. She will not. And so we did that date. We didn't talk for like a month. She went back to Arizona, and I didn't know if she liked me or not, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to put myself out there. So I did what we all do. What do you do when you like someone, but you don't want to put yourself out there? What do you do? What do you guys do? Exactly. That's the lesson. Sacrifice lab work for beautiful women. Check mark. Bam. David said you stalk him. Yes, Brady said poke him on Facebook.
Back in those days, we probably were poking
I know,
people
right?
on Facebook.
So I Facebook stalked her like nobody's business, guys.
Yeah.
I was on it, like, and then like it was. So she had a private Facebook profile, so I couldn't just friend her. But like I said, our younger siblings went to the same school, so I do like the 6 degrees of separation stalking, where like you trace it through like friend to friend to friend to friend to friend, and then you find it, call that friend, and say, hey, listen, can I get into your profile to see such and such's profile? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Where you're recruiting a whole squad, where you got a whole team of stalkers
But I
stalking
didn't
with
know you were stalking me. I was like in Arizona, like,
Yeah.
man, he's never gonna call.
I'm
Like, what did I
stealth.
say? Was like
Stealth.
the dog comment too ridiculous? Like, I'm like, where did it go wrong? Like, I had fun, but clearly something didn't work.
So I was stalking her. So even though she felt like we were far apart, we were very close together. Because I knew everything she was doing every day on Facebook. I was with it. And I was stalking so well that I actually stalked too well. Too well.
Yeah, you gave yourself away.
In that I saw on her Facebook page that she was with her dad. So I assumed that meant she was back in the area. So I sent her a text and I said, hey, I heard you're back in town. Want to hang out? And
I was definitely in Arizona. It was like Father's Weekend where all the dads came to visit the freshmen. And so I'm like, oh, he like figured out how to see my Facebook.
yeah, so I was found out, guys. All that great covert stalking, and I was revealed because I was stalking too well. So busted. So I was busted, and I said, well, hey, listen, since I'm busted anyway, let me go ahead and like her, or friend her on Facebook. And I said, sorry about that. I just saw it on your Facebook page. I wasn't stalking you, but it popped up on like people you may know.
Yeah.
I was trying to make some stuff up.
I don't even feel like they had that.
They didn't have that
No.
for sure. I totally was making stuff up. It's an algorithm thing. It's very complicated. I can't get into it. And so I said, listen, I know you're not here now. Sorry about that. But next time you're in town, I'd love to take you out. Can we get together? I was like, what's that guy, Jaheim? Can I take you out tonight? To the movies, to the park. I was like that.
Yeah.
It was just like that. And so I asked her if I could take her out. So she said, yeah, I'll be back in town in a couple weeks. We can hang out again together. And again, right, this is the dream woman. I knew I had one weekend with her. And so our second date was Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige. Mm-hmm. So she had mentioned that she was a big R&B fan. And I like R&B.
No.
This lady loves R&B.
I don't think I've ever listened to another genre.
Like so much so that I'm like, can we please she listens to my playlist and she's like, what is this? Like, I'm like, it's Third Eye Blind. It's a little variety. She's like, no. Where's my Chris Brown? Where's my Keith Sweat? Where's my formerly R. Kelly? Now he's got the sex cult going on. Can't really get down with R. Kelly like that. But yes, some Luther, right? If this world were mine, I would place at your feet something. Do, 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 do. Y'all know. And so, yeah, so we went to Mary J. Blige and Jay Z. And this is a cool story, too, because, guys, I'm telling you, if single guys should be watching this program right now, because this is a lesson in game. Because I was a broke pre-med. I had to put the dinner on my credit card. First of all, it seemed like a big dog. But then I was like, okay, let me take her to this nice concert. Should I say she liked R&B? Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige. And she thought, I was like, oh, I got these great seats right up in the front. We were right up in the front. These great seats of Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige.
I was like trying to figure out how we like even went there. I don't even.
Yeah. And it turns out that my mom was working for Sprint at the time, and Sprint was one of the concert sponsors. And so my mom got comped tickets, and so she handed them to me, and I was like, you know, I got these tickets, girl. So let me go ahead and, you know, she ain't nothing really, you know, just a couple chips, couple shekels, and.
Okay, wait, hold on though. I do have to say, there's several key points here where Andre was nervous and like maybe kind of dropped the ball a little bit. There's very infrequent times that you get nervous. And this maybe was one of them, like early on, you had a couple things. And he neglected to tell me that the concert was outside. And so I am wearing clothes that would be appropriate inside.
She was looking good.
And I just froze myself to death out there until like 11 o'clock at night. He didn't even have a jacket in his trunk. Like, I was dying.
Yeah.
But we had a great time.
Yeah, I was just like it was summertime, and it was not summertime.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. And I was like, oh, she does care about me, because during the concert, I kept asking her if she was cold. And you guys know, I know she's cold.
I'm not gonna complain.
I'm
not
cold.
gonna complain where I had the great concert, great tickets. I'm trying to make it feel bad. So I'm like, oh no, I'm fine.
And as she's saying she's fine, she had like this shirt that wasn't a full long sleeve. It's like
It was like a 3/4
yeah,
length
it's like
shirt.
capris for your arms. It was like capris for your arms. Like it was like a 3/4 length. Yeah. And she's like pulling at that 3/4 length, trying to make it full length. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cover up this little bit of my wrist, and I'm gonna be warm all of a sudden. So she suffered through the whole concert with me. We had a great time, and then on and on from there, guys. And a couple more speed bumps in the road that we'll get to throughout this series.
Yeah.
And here we are today. 10 years.
10 years. 2 kids.
2 kids. 6 years of marriage.
6 years of marriage.
How many degrees?
5.
5 degrees between us since we've been together. Woo!
Yeah.
How many moves?
1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
8 moves.
8 moves.
Okay. How many jobs?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Jobs.
Long distance.
Mm-hmm.
Short distance.
Mm-hmm.
Living together.
Mm-hmm.
Major medical issues we faced.
For sure.
Her supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
Me supporting her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living in a roach-infested apartment because that's all we could afford.
Mm-hmm.
On and on and on. We've been through it all. Been through a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we've had those drag-out breakups where I had to beg for forgiveness. So we're getting all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've been through a lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff. I think we're in a good place. I love and I care about her. But this series, guys, I hope you guys come out every week. I hope you guys tell people about this. We've been through a lot. We've been through every question you probably have about pre-med and about trying to get to medical school and being in a relationship. Yeah. We've been through it all. And so tonight we just kind of wanted to open up and tell you guys a little bit about how we kind of started out in that I was a big baller, clearly, and a player. Remember that. Key takeaway from today. Dr. Pine said, the player. Okay? Yes. Shannon, desperate for his love and affection. Right? I mean, couldn't get enough of him. Key takeaways. But we've been through a lot, and so we want to introduce ourselves to you guys tonight and just kind of give you guys a brief little introduction to Shannon. I know I talked a lot tonight. Shannon will talk more in the future. But you guys know me, I can't stop talking. But we want to introduce ourselves, and every week we're going to come to you guys and we're going to talk about real issues that real couples face. And we're going to be honest. We're going to use our experiences. We're going to use other experiences. And we're going to give you guys, as always, like I try to bring to you guys, quality advice that you can implement and make your relationship stronger, make your life stronger. Yeah. So, if you guys enjoyed this, have you guys enjoyed this? Was this a good first video?
I hope so. It was like a brief introduction, a long drawn out how we met story. There's a lot that happened after that, but we've seen each other through everything, every educational phase, every work phase, every professional phase. It's yeah.
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 And you put
It's
up
been a
with
long
me.
journey.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, when we met, we had no degrees and not a nickel to rub like between the two of us. We used to do a video on how to have fun with like zero funds because we got real creative, like very, very creative for sure.
Yeah, making it happen. Yeah. So someone said, what does Shannon do? Shannon, what do you do?
Well, right now I stay at home with the kids, but I am a behavior analyst. It's a BCBA, and it's essentially a therapist who specializes in behavior analysis. So typically I work with kids with ASD, who also are on the autism spectrum, although we're not really confined to that. Yeah, that's what I do.
So yeah, so she's a big timer, so she's downplaying this. And we're gonna get through all this because it's important. So I think, I'll say this one thing. As you go through medicine, it's gonna be tempting to pick someone who doesn't have a lot going on because you think they can pay a lot of attention to you. And we'll talk about that. But with Shannon, I picked someone, one of the things that I really have always appreciated about her is that she's very independent, she's very driven. If you guys think I'm a no excuses, just dominate type person, the reason we work is because she's even more of a no excuses, just dominate. She's like, I don't want to hear that, fix it. I don't want to hear that, do the right thing. And so the two of us together, I saw her as this beacon, as this person who, if I was a rocket, right? Like, you know how they launch rockets to space? And like, if I'm like a rocket, she's like that other rocket that gives you that double boost so you can get out the atmosphere.
Wait, I've never taken a chemistry course, but is this called a catalyst? No. Is that true? Is that right? Hey!
Boom! Boom! Look at this. See, we talked about this in the 5 Pillars course of studying. We talked about how you should find people who are not science people and teach them science. Look at the catalyst right here. Enzymatic, y'all. Dang.
Oh, man.
Look at this. Too much. I can't believe you just said
like rockets
catalyst.
or whatever. I'm like, I feel like I know a word for this.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. All right. Anyway, so she was a person who I saw who could meet my intensity and my drive to be successful. And she has exceeded my expectations for what I thought she would do. And she's incredible. And she's been, from being a one-to-one behavior analyst, she went on and she ran a company, second in charge, all these kind of things, started a branch. She's done amazing things, and because of that, she's been able to support me through difficult times and when I didn't have money and back forward, but we support each other and we grow and we go. And so I'm so proud to have her, and that's why I want you guys to be able to meet her, because truly, I think you guys think that I'm an impressive person. You guys like coming and hearing me and the things that I've done, but she is my better half, truly. She's an amazing, amazing person. I love her to bits and pieces for forever. For forever, because I love her.
Get out of here.
So anyway, we hope you guys can come back every week and let people know about this. It's No Excuses, Just Love. Every single week, Wednesday, 7-ish, depending on when I get home from the hospital and when she gets the kids to sleep. But we're just going to bring some realness to you guys and let you guys see what a functional relationship is. And it's not perfection, but it's what you make out of it. And so we try to make it a good time. And so I'm so happy and so pleased that you guys get to meet Shannon. And we'll be back at you guys every week-ish. We'll say every week, every Wednesday, 7 p.m.-ish. If you guys like this video, please just take a second, like the video. Let me know you liked it. Share the video. Take a second. Share the video on your social media. Let people know this is what we're doing. Okay? This is what we're doing. Okay? Thank you guys very much for joining us. If you guys are in my How to Dominate Pre-Med, the definitive guide, or you're in my How to Dominate application course, I know I'm late, but our webinar right now, will start right now. So get over to Zoom, and our webinar will be going right now. So I'll see you guys over there. We'll be talking some medical school application stuff. Shelly, I'll see you in a couple minutes over there. And yeah.
It was nice to meet you guys.
All right. Good night, guys.